What are your reasons for upgrading to cloud? What is justifying that move or that expenditure, or why do you want to do this? I could say that the trend is increasing even more. There's companies that 2 or 3 years ago told us they were never going to go to the cloud, and guess what? They're going to the cloud. And I think we can reasonably say now that most companies that tell us they're not planning to move to the cloud, we may hear a different story from them in a year or two. It's becoming more attractive and more evident of a solid business strategy with every year or quarter that passes. So the first thing, of course, that people think about is cost savings. And we do a cost of ownership exercise at Western Computer where we multiply out your ERP costs or your CRM or those types of costs over the next 5 to 10 years. And we have a worksheet that'll identify all those costs for you. What's the cost of labor to maintain your servers? What are you spending on backups? What are you spending on VPN and RDP connections? What's your software maintenance cost? What's the upgrade cost? With both cloud systems we're going to talk about today, they are automatically upgraded a couple times a year. You don't have that big hit of a traditional ERP upgrade, and that's a major cost savings as well. So we're happy to work with you to identify all those in detail, but like I said, it's becoming more and more evident. The second thing is the ease of remote work. When COVID hit, I'm sure some of you were in this situation, Microsoft had a run on Surfaces, they had a run on laptops. For 5-6 days in a row, they had a Black Friday every day of selling laptops. And that's because everyone was trying to work from home. So our customers that were already deployed in the cloud saw a relatively seamless transition. Their employees were able to just simply log on to a browser from any computer anywhere and get to do most of their work. Now, there's some exceptions there when you might need to access a label printer or things like that aren't as easy to set up remotely. But in a lot of situations, the cloud makes it much easier to work remotely. We've also seen a trend with several of our customers where a lot of their business users have chosen to work from home during COVID. And many of them have told their employers, hey, I'm not planning on coming back after this is over. I'm going to work from home now. Or at least I'm going to work from home 2 or 3 days a week. So it's really changing. And again, browser-based software makes it easier to do that. The next thing is scalability and elasticity. Some of our customers have products that were a big hit on Black Friday. I was talking to someone the other day that took 15,000 sales orders on Black Friday. And with the cloud system, the system just scales up to accept that demand. Microsoft's monitoring all the time. If it starts to lock or starts to slow down, then they have to add resources to address that. With on-premise systems, you would have had to size your servers to handle that demand. And then year-round, you're paying for that capacity and that power and everything for that 1 or 2 day a year event that you have happen. The other thing that's elastic is you can add and remove users at a monthly basis. So if you need more users during certain parts of the year, you can add those users then and then not pay for them when you don't need them. The fourth one is sustainability. That's just now starting to come up in some conversations. Those of you that know some millennials know in a lot of cases, they choose to want to do business with companies or purchase from companies that are more environmentally mindful. And that's hard for a lot of small companies and mid-sized companies to do just because we have so many other things to think about. But Microsoft is doing that. They have wind-powered and solar-powered data centers. They're working on becoming a carbon neutral or even carbon negative company. So by investing in the Microsoft cloud, you're automatically making your IT operations more sustainable and having less of an environmental impact. We're also starting to see big companies ask their suppliers, what is your sustainability approach? How are you sustainable? So by moving to cloud, you would have that ability to say, hey, we've invested in a platform that's sustainable, and that's another reason why you should do business with us. Then finally is security. This is the biggest one. Even with Microsoft being hacked recently, I'm not aware of that affecting any Dynamics customers. None of our customers on the cloud have had significant downtime, a few hours here and there. No one's been hacked with ransomware or anything like that, whereas many of our on-premise and hosted customers have had very significant ransomware or security issues over time with their databases. So this is probably the number one thing we see after cost savings, so probably number two, in terms of companies being willing to move to the cloud is that you can't spend enough on security with your own systems to get anywhere close to the security that Microsoft's going to offer you with this platform. So those are the reasons that we see across our customer base over and over of why people want to move to the cloud.